because it's time to get down to that beatdown. It is Friday. Friday is for fighters. And we have a fighter returning back to the Logan Summit Show. None other than Devin Parrish. Devin, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. You garnered yourself another win. You are now 6-0. How does it feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good to move forward. I'm happy about it. I'm glad I'm back in the ring again soon, and it's nice to get my career going forward.
Now, do you like to get right back into the ring, keep it going, keep that momentum moving forward? I mean, you've only had 6 fights, but they've been pretty close together. I mean, I'm looking down here. You're pretty good. Is that the way you like to keep it?
Yeah. Last year it wasn't the case. Last year I fought in January and then December, so it was
Yeah.
10 months in between fights. And so I hated that. It was kind of depressing because I'm in like a good age frame where I want to be busy. I don't want to be wasting time. So it was a little sad last year, but yeah, I love it. Since I've been signed with Christy, keep me real busy, and that's what I need at the age that I'm at.
So it all goes down July 18th. Christy Martin Promotions live right here on Millions.co. Do you know anything about your opponent?
Not much. I did see one fight of his. He seems like a pressure fighter, comes forward, throws a lot of punches. But that was just one fight, and the guy that he was fighting is not similar to me. So, style wise, so you can only get so much off of that. But from what I've seen, yeah, pressure fighter, throws a lot of punches.
Now you're on a 6-win streak. How do you manage your headspace and understand, yeah, I'm 6-0, I'm on a 6-fight win streak. But hold on a second. I gotta stow that a little bit and understand that every fight and every fighter is different.
Um, yeah, honestly, my head's not too big right now. I was a little disappointed with some things from my last fight, so I'm looking forward to kind of redeem myself and put on a better showing.
So what were some of the things that you took this training camp, even though it was short, to work on for this upcoming fight?
Not a whole lot technically necessarily. More just being loose, being relaxed, being more comfortable in there. I put a lot of pressure on myself the last fight, so it's more of a mental thing. But also, being more agile on my feet. I was a little flat-footed the last fight, so technically that would be the one thing to work on is better footwork.
Now, do you think you were flat-footed because you were sluggish, or it was a mental thing, or did you just get in there and forget some of your technique?
Yeah, no, I think I felt a little flat. There's good and bad days with boxing. The problem with fighting is you only have one day to show it, so you don't get a fight every other day and make up for it. So I just felt a little flat, felt a little tired in there. It is what it is, but yeah, I think this next fight, I think I corrected some of the mistakes that I made leading up to it, and I think the next fight will be a lot different.
How enjoyable and how great is it to be fighting under Christy Martin Promotions? Obviously, she's a legend in the sport. And from everything that I've heard, running a great promotion down there, what's it like working with Christy?
Oh, it's amazing. It's been a long journey in my first few years as a pro. So it's like I said in the last interview, I feel like a real professional now. I have fights lined up. She's moving me correctly. She's giving me the right opponents. It's bigger cards, so it's I have no complaints so far.
Now, you're going to be throwing down on July 18th, once again for Christy Martin Promotions, looking for that 7th win, that 7 in a row right there. Now, you were able to defeat Stephen Thomas, who was 4-0. He was undefeated. You gave him his first loss. You said you felt a little flat-footed. Have you been getting out there and jumping the rope? How do you get out of being flat-footed?
No, be more comfortable, man. That's the main thing. That's the every time I spar, it's being comfortable and having fun. That's the main thing. You put too much pressure on yourself, you don't have fun, and then you try too hard. So the main thing is just having fun, enjoying myself, being loose, and then everything else comes with it.
You know what? I was watching the Wrexham television show the other day, and I know we're talking about soccer or football, depending on where you live in the world today, Carmen San Diego. But he said Rob was giving a pep talk to the team before they went out there to get their break history and get the 3rd straight promotion that had never been done before in English football. He said, forget about the history, forget about everything. I want you to go back to when you were 10 years old and you were out there doing it for fun, because that's the place you need to be as relaxed and as comfortable and find the love of the game. Is that something that you think about? Like, hey, when I first got in here, the feelings and the emotions that I had, I need to garner some of that back and keep some of that youthfulness in front of me.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is going back to the what it was like as a child. I mean, I didn't start boxing necessarily as a child, but that childhood type excitement for things, and yeah, just going back to just the basics where it's real simple, just having fun and realizing this is my passion and this is I'm doing this out of enjoyment and letting the pressure kind of let go of the pressure in a sense.
You know what? Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out very soon. And in Happy Gilmore 1, they talk about finding your happy place. You know what I would do? I would think about that one present I got as a kid when you ran downstairs and you ripped that open and you went, oh my God, I got it. For me, it would be the original Nintendo. But I think that's the happiest moment you can find as a kid. Maybe when you rushed down and got your first set of gloves or something like that. But there's got to be one of those happy moments, if you will, that you can just bring yourself back to and let that emotion wash over you and find that calmness. Do you use any kinds of visualization in those steps?
Yeah, I mean, I use visualization. I use meditation. I work on my mind and stuff. But sometimes even with that, you can get too narrow minded where you're trying to perfect everything. It's a lot more simple than you make it seem sometimes mentally. So for me, like when I first started boxing, I used to go to the gym and I would love sparring. I couldn't wait to get in the gym and spar. I'd just be excited. So I'm trying to go back to that type of energy where you're just doing this out of pure passion and love versus trying to be somebody.
Is that hard now that you are a quote unquote real fighter with real expectations and real life things that you need to worry about? Does it change? And do you find yourself struggling to find that happy space again?
For sure, because of the pressure. You want to be successful first of all, so you want to get to a point where you're making money. And then I just got signed, so that was a big step for me. And then so obviously I have a lot of pressure. It's my first fight being signed. So I wanna look good. And so you put a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations on yourself, but it's all internal, it's all mental. So it's all up to me to just let go of that pressure and just go back to having fun. But for sure it gets harder, but you just got to constantly remind yourself of why you started.
Well, congratulations on getting signed. How are you dealing with the business side of the fight game?
Well, it's easy now because I'm signed, so it's not. Yeah, it's a lot more simple now. I get a fight, I get an opponent, and then I start training for it. So the business side is not stressing me out anymore. I have my dad that kind of helps me out with some stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I don't have much worries business wise.
That's great. It's got to be good to have people in your corner. See what I did there? Oh God, I'm so funny. But it is a lot easier when you have other people worrying about the ins and outs, the day to days for you, getting that next fight. And all you need to do is prepare for the next fight. That's got to take a load off of your shoulders. But then again, in the same vein, put another load on the other shoulder because now you're signed. Now you got to put up or shut up time, or you're walking out the door. How do you deal with that mentally?
Again, going back to the meditation and things like that, just
Yep.
calming the mind. The thoughts is where the pressure comes from. Is from thinking and overthinking certain thoughts. So meditation is what helps the most with that. Just controlling, clearing the mind, and not getting caught up in thoughts, and just being in the moment and just flowing with life, not trying to overthink everything.
Yeah, put the phone down and get in the moment, right? Not necessarily that you're taking pictures in the ring, but I understand. Dude, I was at a club the other night and everybody's in this VIP area, right? And I took out my phone to take a video of every single person in that VIP booth on their phone. I was like, yo,
Yeah,
we're in a club, bottle full of blah, blah, blah. I got what you need. Let's have some fun up in here. And everybody's doing this. I was like, you got to
yeah,
be in the moment.
for sure. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but it's definitely important.
Well, and it gets harder as we're into this culture where, I mean, try to live away from your phone for a little bit is absolutely crazy. Just walking down the strip here, you see people without a care in the world, but they're on FaceTime or they're doing whatever, and it's like, all right, yo, there's a
Yeah,
whole world around you. Get involved in it.
yeah.
I get it. So I'm excited about July 18th, another fight with Christy Martin Promotions right here on millions.co. You'll be able to catch Devin Parrish going for that seventh win on their record. Tell me how it's going to finish, my man.
Well, this time I'm not gonna be too hard on the knockout, looking for the knockout. I'm trying to show boxing skills this time. I'm trying to show my skills and my ability to my defense and everything. If the knockout comes, it comes. You know, I'm obviously prepared to get the knockout, but no, I'm just in there to have fun and put on a show. I plan to look a lot smoother than I did in my last fight, and like I said, show my skills.
All right, you got any new music you're going to come out to or anything like that so you can, as my friend Amon Green says, turn the page?
That no, that's a new music. I like Chicago rappers, so I'm gonna stick with a Chicago rapper.
All right. Are you going to put a new Chicago rapper into your repertoire, or are you going with the what you've already used?
Maybe I haven't really thought too much about the walkout music. I might try something new, but I'm gonna stick with Chicago though for sure.
All right. That was your prediction. I like the fact that you're toning down away from the knockout because the knockout happens when knockouts happen. And like I always say, a lot of people outside of the fight game call it luck, but the preparation that it takes to get you to that point outlucks the luck every single time.
For
You're
sure.
in there to win it. You've done all of the work. So if they're like, "Oh, that was a lucky punch," no, that was a good punch.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to put that out there. We've been talking about that a lot here on the Logan Summit Show. All right, it's their time up there. It's your time down here. Give it to me. You already know the deal. Thank whomever you like. Let's talk about your new contract. If you got any new sponsors, let's thank everybody under the sun. And it's your time. Take it away, Devin.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the people closest to me, my girl, my dad, my mom. I even throw my sister in there. But as far as boxing goes, my girl's always been there to support me. It's been a long journey. My dad's there as he acts as a manager kind of, but doesn't take money from me. So he helps me with the
That's
business
nice.
side. For sure, and then my mom's a physical therapist, so she helps me with recovery stuff and things like that. And then yeah, and then my coaches, my teammates, my sponsors too. Especially the sponsors have been around since the beginning. So yeah, it's a teamwork. I appreciate everyone that's helped me get here.
All right, give me one tip your mom has given you that has helped you in recovery.
To listen to my body, not overwork. I've gotten that advice from a lot of different people, but like I said, you get in that work mode, it's harder to take it. But yeah, that's something I'm definitely been trying to listen to.
It's true. Your body will tell you what it wants, and sometimes it's up to you to either give it what it wants or understand that. Hey, hold on a second. I don't need that piece of chocolate cake right now. Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
I get that. It must be so great to have your family so intertwined in what you're doing professionally now. And you said it's always been that way. Your parents have been supporting you each and every single step of the way. But on a professional level, your dad being able to come in and be your manager and it takes some of that weight off your shoulders. And then your mom, as a physical therapist, being able to come in. I mean, just talk about what a great feeling it is to have all these great influences around you and being able to work with them and each step of the way in your professional career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well the with my dad on the business side, that makes it easy 'cause that's something a lot of fighters struggle with. And I'm not super business savvy. I've never been in that world. So it's a huge help, a huge stress off my shoulders to have him deal with that and me just focus on fighting. And then my mom with the physical therapy side, I mean, it helps with a lot of different things. Recovery, but she's also the reason why my work ethic is the way that it is because she grew up, she ran marathons when I was younger, so I got to see what it's like to work hard physically. So the combination of the two has helped cultivate me into the person that I am. So I'm beyond grateful for that. I just wish they would have let me start this boxing journey early because I wanted to box when I was little and they weren't too quick to let me do it. But other than that, it's been great.
Now, have you ever run a marathon?
Uh, no, no, but I ran a half marathon on my own, and then I ran 20 miles is the farthest I've ever done. I did that during COVID
Oh
because
wow.
there was nothing to do. So I went, but I realized that type of cardio and boxing cardio are two different things because I could go run 20 miles and I'll still get tired and sparring. It's just a different type of energy system.
Oh, it completely is. And by the way, running a marathon is terrible. Seriously, I don't recommend it for anybody. Unless you're sadomasochistic, please, by all means, run a marathon. There's nothing that I've liked about running unless I'm being chased. I try not to run. It's one of those things. I'm just saying. I get it. All right. It's time for 5 questions brought to you as always by our good friends over at Newer. If you're any type of content creator, you need to go to newer.com. Use code Logan to save yourself 20%. All of that pro gear at amateur pricing. Literally that light, those two lights, that teleprompter, this green screen you can't see, that monitor you can't see. Everything in this studio is Newer, and I thank them, and you will thank me and them for all of your great gear at amateur pricing. Let's do it. I am, of course, here with Devin Parrish, and he will be fighting on July 18th. I blew out my voice over the weekend. I had a
Oh,
birthday and five broadcasts in 4 days. I had to take 3 days to myself, so I just realized I'm pushing it a little bit right now. July 18th, part of Christy Martin Promotions, right here on Millions.co. Let's get into 5 questions. Here we go. I asked you last time, where was your favorite place to visit in Chicago? Let's flip the script. Let's flip it up and around. I came to get down, so get out my seat and jump around. Where's the worst place to visit in Chicago?
that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about a bad spot. They're all pretty good. I mean, I guess a dangerous area would be the worst spot to go. But if you
Right.
downtown,
Yeah, has there ever been like a museum or something you went to and you went, oh, this place?
no, I can't say I have any bad experience, man. The downtown area is nice. I love it. I live about an hour away from Chicago, so I only get to
Right.
spend so much time in the downtown. But every time I'm down there, I love it. I've never had a complaint.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I get that. Got to give love to the home city. I understand. Now, last time I asked you best pound for pound fighter. I want you to tell me who's the best fighter to come out of Chicago besides yourself or the Chi Town area.
Of all time.
Yeah.
I would say David Diaz because he was the last world champion from Chicago. I don't know prior to him who the big fighters were, but I know he was the last world champion. But the best fighter I've ever been in the ring with from Chicago is Nate Gallimore. He I thought could have been a world champion, but he was in my era, so he's a top fighter for me from Chicago.
All right. Awesome. Good work. Good work. By the way, when were you in a ring with Nate?
Oh, all the time. That's how I started with my coach because my coach
Yeah.
trained him, and so that's I started sparring him. I think 2021, no 2020, and then I started going to his gym to spar him, but then Adrian Granados too, who's also one of the best fighters to come out of Chicago. And yeah, I've been sparring them for like 4 years consistently, and at one point I was sparring Nate every week, so I've had probably 1,000 rounds with him.
That's a lot of rounds, dude. You're putting in the work right there.
Yeah.
I asked you last time for question number 3. LeBron versus Jordan. Obviously, you had to pick Jordan. You're from Chicago area. But
Yeah.
here's the question I want to ask you this time. Who's the best Bulls player besides Michael Jordan?
My favorite.
All,
This is more
yeah.
biased, but my favorite is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is my
All
my
right.
yeah. He was my favorite athlete growing up by far. So he's the first one that pops in my head. Outside of that, I mean, you could say like Scottie Pippen and things like that, but I'm gonna go with Derrick Rose. I think Derrick Rose had the potential to be one of the best ever. So I'm gonna go with him.
Did you have a Derrick Rose poster up on your wall? Did they make those?
No, I didn't have his poster, but I had his shoes. I wore his jersey, so I repped him. He was, like I said, he was my first like favorite athlete growing up before I got into boxing or anything. So
Have you ever gotten a chance to cross paths with him, meet him, get an autograph?
no, no, unfortunately not.
Well, we'll have to work on that. Christy, we know who we could send an invite to the next fight right there. Let's get Derrick Rose in the house and get Devin the autograph that he so desperately seeks and needs. All right. I asked you last time, what keeps you up at night? This time, I'm going to ask you, what gets you up in the morning?
My passion, back to what we were talking about before. My passion for this, my ambition to try to reach greatness, and so yeah, my passion to just try to reach my full potential in life and in boxing.
Now, does your girl help you? Do your mom and dad help you on those days where you're down in the dumps? You've got some self doubt, some anxiety, just not feeling it today. Do they get you up and keep you up and get you motivated?
Not really. I think it's kind of up to you to get out of bed. I don't really go to them and complain and say, "Oh, I'm sad today" or "I'm not feeling it today." It's kind of internalized. You got to. That's what makes people great. Is you do what you have to do even when you don't feel like it. So I've learned to just cultivate that mental toughness and work no matter how I feel.
You know what? Getting over those humps is something that each and every single one of us as an individual has to do. It's subjective. Some of us have to just get over walking the dog because it's too hot today. Some of us got to get over getting up to get punched in the face, neck, chest, and breast area for a living. It's different, but it's all the same. We all have our own obstacles and trials and tribulations on a daily basis. So I think that's something everybody can use. Use yourself first, right? Be your
100%.
own backbone, right?
For sure. You're the only person you could truly rely on.
That is definitely true. All right, question number 5 of 5 questions. Last time I asked you a very trivial question. What is your favorite cereal? This time I'm going to ask you, give me your top 3 favorite Chicago rappers of all time.
All time, it throw me off. But Lil Durk, 100%. All time. I'm trying to think. Well, Chief Keef, you got to put. He's a legend. And then I'll just be honest, man. The person I like is Ludfo. He's not as famous, but I like his music. That's what I was thinking about walking out to my next song or my next fight.
Well, if you're going to, you should hit him up, touch him up on Instagram before you do it.
Yeah, he's from Garfield Park, which is where I train. So
Oh man,
that,
well, knock on the door and just say hi. I'm sure they love that
that-
over there. You just
yeah,
go, hey, how you doing? All right, man. Devin, thanks for coming back and spending some time with us. I appreciate you. Great victory against Stephen Thomas, who was undefeated. Not anymore, thanks to
yeah, for
you.
sure.
And I mean, I'm just saying, you put up that loss on his column, he's going to be thinking about you for a long
For sure.
time.
He didn't want to give it up though. He was trying his best to not lose it, man. So I give him some credit, man. He was a tough opponent.
Well, maybe you guys will cross paths further down the road in your careers. We'll find out how the tale of the tape unfolds later on. What I can tell you on July 18th, Devin will be fighting right here on Millions.co, all part of Christy Martin Promotions. It goes down July 18th. Be there or be square. Devin, any last thoughts for the kids at home?
Just watch me fight July 18th. I'm gonna put on a much different performance. You're gonna see a lot of different things than you saw in my last fight.
Well, I'm going to be watching. You too should be watching. And Devin, thank you again for being here. I appreciate you. Go ahead and have a great weekend. Are you ready to make weight?
Yeah, I mean that's a struggle, but I'm gonna make weight. I always make weight, but yeah, I'm getting that starting that cut now. So.
All right, because I was going to say, go out and have something enjoyable before you get too close to the 18th. But you know what? It's right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's the discipline. The discipline's not from training. The discipline's from saying no to the good food. So, but I'll wait. I got 3 weeks, and then I'll enjoy myself.
All right, before I let you go, what's the one thing you're looking forward to having the moment that you cut weight or the moment that the fight ends?
Uh, yeah, everything. But I'm excited just for a good old burger, some fries, and some dessert. Just definitely some dessert too. I got a sweet tooth, so I'm looking
All right.
some hot cookie with ice cream on it and something like that. Something good.
Ooh. All right. Well, you know what? We'll get the ice cream. We'll get the cake. We'll get we'll get everything ready for you because it sounds like you're going to be starving for a victory on
Yo,
July 18th right here on Millions.co. Part of the Christy Martin Promotions and, of course, part of our wonderful pay-per-view system. All right. I'm Logan Summit. Once again, I appreciate you being here. Devin, I appreciate you. And I appreciate YOU as well. I want everybody to have a great weekend. Until we see you next week, be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when I'll be back throwing it down because we always get down to the beatdown. You want to know why? Because everyone loves a good fight. We'll see you next time. Thanks again, Devin.
for sure. Thank you, man. Good conversation.
Be well.
You too, man.